Alright guys, thank you for joining me for Game 2 of Infinity Gaming's first in-house Heart of the Swarm Showdown. As I mentioned earlier, there were 4 participants in this humble little in-house tournament that we were hosting. It was In-house, myself, Goose and Nerrz, and in the finals it ended up being Goose defeating me and Nerrz defeating In-house, which brought us to the finals, which we are going to view Game 2 of. And we're going to go ahead and start that right now. As you can see, this is on Daybreak. Goose did get the bottom left-hand corner, and Nerrz got the upper right-hand corner. As we saw in the last game, Nerrz with a slight food advantage early on and a tech advantage as he was able to get that blink, was able to fort Goose and put some pressure, deny his expansion, and was able to eventually come out with the win. Goose did try to counteract with a base trade, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for him. As mentioned earlier, this is on Daybreak, and this is going to be a pretty standard map as you guys are used to. Nothing new has changed. We still got the Zelnagas, the destructible rocks here in the middle, and nothing has changed at all on this map, as it is just a repeat from the version that is on that is on Wings of Liberty. Again, I'm Infinity Gaming's Morris. If you're just strolling across the internet and happen to come across this video, I encourage you to come check us out at infgaming.net. So we do host weekly tournaments. We do have a current partnership with IMBA Coaching for our members, and a bunch of other really cool stuff. So feel free to swing by, say hello, and maybe play a few games with us. And if you like what you see, we encourage you to stick around and be a part of what is one of the fastest growing internet sensations here in the StarCraft community. Now, we do see that Goose has opted for an early gas again. He does have his gateway down. Nerrz, a little later on his gas, opted to get his gateway just a smidge sooner. Nerrz is doing some scouting here, swinging around, making sure his third is clear. Meanwhile, Goose's vision has still been restricted to just his home base. Now, Goose has opted not to use any of his chrono boosts thus far. Looks like Nerrz has chrono boosted out at least 1 or 2 probes there with 1 chrono boost. And gateway is finished for Goose. And we're not going to see anything out of that here in the immediate future because we do have a cybernetics core down. And as that money becomes available, he drops another gas geyser. So we're going to see double gas. There's a chrono boost out, getting some probes going. Meanwhile, back over in Nerrz's base, we do see kind of pretty much the same thing. Cybernetics core has gone down. They're about neck and neck as far as that production. Second gateway, though, going down for Goose. And both players stand well on their food count. Nerrz is just a little bit ahead. I would attribute that to his early use of the chrono boost. And we do have a Zealot coming out for Nerrz and a Stalker going to be coming out for Goose. Warp Gate technology has started for both players. Nerrz with just a little edge there. As you can see, very close game just thus far, as we have 22 food to 23 food. Nerrz's pylon doing some cute little dancing here, just popping around the rocks. Do 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 do. Oop, wrong angle. There we go. Do do do. Cool little splash. I like the new animations and stuff. We do have a scout, though, coming out as the Stalker is going to be moving out for Goose, checking his natural, checking his third. He is going to, if he pays attention, he is going to see, yep, he does see that. And 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, and a dead probe. First blood goes to Goose, and it is now tied up 28 food to 28 food. The Stalker is going to move across the map and likely just take this tower and sit tight for a little bit. And he does have a another Stalker that is moving out. And meanwhile, we have a Stalker Zealot combination coming out for Nerrz. And we are still pretty much tied up, although if you take a look at the economics, Nerrz just slightly ahead. They're both even on gas, but Goose did have that gas a bit sooner. Warp Gate Tech is going to finish in a moment. Goose has opted to go for the robotics facility, while Nerrz has opted for an early Stargate, already with 1 Phoenix out and going to get another here in just a few moments, using the Chrono Boost to get those out as fast as he can. Mama Ship Core is complete and ready to defend for Goose. He does have a Sentry, 3 Stalkers in the front, and both players still just chilling on one base. So as we see, it is going to be 2 gateways and a starport versus 2 gateways and a robotics facility and a 3rd gateway on the way. Warp Tech has finished for Goose. He is warping his available gates, Chrono Boosting out some probes, and Immortal coming out here in just a moment. Goose's Mothership Core is doing a little bit of scouting, just making sure that Natural is clear and moving out to get a more defensive position. Nerrz is going to hold the tower with these 2 units, a Zealot and a Stalker, and a Mama Ship Core back at home. Nerrz did throw down his Nexus about, what do you say? Yeah, about a minute ago, game time. Meanwhile, Goose just now getting his down. Pylon already being placed, so very, very interesting. It's going to be nice to see how these players match up against each other with these different compositions. 5 Phoenixes now heading right across the board. This could be really deadly depending upon how Goose is able to react. As you can see, his Stalkers are out of position and are going to be still out of position as the Phoenixes fly in. And do you even lift, going straight for the gas? Oh my god, just deadly. We're going to take a look at the workers killed. 7, 8. 8 workers killed in that little foray and not a scratch done. They are going to fly over these Stalkers. That Mama Ship Core is... Oh! And Goose's micro is able to save that Mothership Core. I'm not sure how much of it was to that attributed to the micro as it was just Nerrz giving up. I mean, he does swing back in after his shields recharge just a little bit and does take out that Mothership Core, giving himself a pretty nice lead here of 57 food to 42. And Nerrz just sitting back with those Phoenixes, waiting for that. We'll go ahead and check back in on his base. He's got a couple Zealots. He does have a couple more gateways on the way. Mothership Core, robotics facility, getting some Immortals out as well. And once again, these Phoenixes popping in and doing some damage. Another 4 workers killed by Nerrz, putting Goose back even a bit further. Goose deciding he's had just about enough of this and has decided to push out. I understand that this would seem like a good move. I would probably do the same, but he's got nothing back here protecting his mineral line, nothing to prevent those Phoenixes from swinging back in. He is gaining some map control, though, which is very nice. He does place a forward pylon, which is placed after the units of Nerrz are out of way. Meanwhile, those Phoenixes have swung back home, so he doesn't have to worry about that. Maybe that was his intention the whole time. Put some pressure on the front, force these Phoenixes to fall back. The Phoenixes do get a lift on both of the Immortals. Oh my god, that's just going to be... That's detrimental. Meanwhile, we do have the Mama Ship Core taking quite a bit of damage. It does go down. Take a look. The upper hand of this, though, is certainly going to Nerrz. But a good force field. These Immortals are going to be able to sit back and do a bit of damage on these Zealots, but it's just not enough. They are going to have to pull back and head home. We do have a few Stalkers warping in. Probably going to see some, good micro there by Goose, pulling his Immortal back. Some more units warping in for Goose, but that food differential just getting higher and higher as those workers lost and really affected his ability to put on a strong attack. We do have a few more lifts from the Phoenix, focusing down the Immortals, and that's going to do it. And a GG from Goose. So there we have it, a Game 2. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be casting Game 3 in just a few moments. Going ahead and keep on watching if you want to see how this all ends. It is a best-of-5 series, so although Goose is 2 games down, he does have a very good opportunity to go ahead and bring it back. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out, and I'll see you in just a few moments.